Welcome to the Business of Beauty, where we help beauty entrepreneurs in building their business and reaching their dreams. This is your host, David Lee. Our guest today wants everyone to feel confident in their skin, so she offers luxury skincare services at affordable prices. She is proud of building a successful business, even though she has gone through some tough times of having an abusive family and marriage. But now she's been in the business for 15 years, and it's mainly through word of mouth with her marketing. And her superpower is balancing her personal and her professional life, and by saying no to what doesn't benefit her. Welcome to the show, Keren Clark at Savvy Chick Beauty.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much. So, yeah, I'm really excited. So, can you tell us, like maybe we can start from the beginning. Like, what were some of your biggest struggles? I mean, you share with us that, having a difficult family and marriage, and I know how tough, like personally, I don't know, but I'm sure others have experienced that. But I do understand that it's important to have a good, strong foundation, especially when you're trying to start something new.
Right.
But having, and family is usually a strong foundation. So how did you get started? What was that like?
Well, I grew up in an industry where it's full of beauty professionals, but there was no self-employment. So I always worked for somebody.
Yeah.
But as far as the foundation, that structure wasn't there. So I've pretty much learned on my own, meeting other single, strong-willed women. They got me motivated to, turn things around. Like I don't have to follow suit with the negativity. I can turn it around and make my own story, make it more positive.
Nice. So rather than, relying on, like your family or your marriage, you found a different type of foundation, a community of people that were in a similar situation, or they've gone through it, and you can kind of see, all right, yes, I'm not alone. I can get through this. Wonderful.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And now I'm in a happy marriage with a lot more support. So it's really beneficial and more positive.
Excellent. Now, can you kind of share, like, what was it like starting the business? And that was what, 15 years ago, right?
15 years ago, full time at the location I'm at. But it was hard. I mean, I started off working for someone, getting my name out there and just being consistent with the services. That way people, you connect with them and they like what you're doing. They like how you're doing it differently from where they've been. That's more like a production line.
Yeah.
It's more personal, one-on-one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was hard. You definitely have to start off maybe working for somebody first, build up the clientele, and then venture out on your own. Just find the right spot for you.
Okay. And when you say working for someone like under their brand, so these are their clients, right? So when you do end up going off on your own, you lose that client base, right?
There's always a risk of losing the client base when you're moving anywhere. So even if you're moving, a few blocks down, they may just like the atmosphere of where they're at, where they've been going, and they'll just go to someone else there. But if they truly like what you're doing, they'll follow you.
Okay. And is there like any contracts that you have to worry about of like, hey, there's like a NDA. If you move, you can't call or contact any of the old customers. They just have to like know that you're moving magically.
Yeah, some places do require a contract to be signed. I fortunately before I left, they were starting to put out the contracts to the nail techs. They were doing it to the hairstylists. So I had left right before they were trying to do that to us.
Nice. So it was very fortunate. Yeah. Now, do you remember, like, what were some of the things where like, oh man, I probably should not have done that? If you could go back in time and tell your younger self, like, hey, definitely don't do that. It was a complete waste of time, or man, that was a big mistake. It was a complete waste of money. Like, what would be some of the things that you would share?
I would say money was the biggest part. Like just buying everything and anything. It's like something's new and you're rushing to buy it because you have to have it. You want to have the new stuff, the new trend.
Yeah.
And honestly, like just figure out what you want to specialize in.
Okay.
Like I used to do acrylic nails and I do mainly gel nails, but like
Mm.
why am I buying all this acrylic stuff and getting headaches from it when I don't even like doing it because of the smell? And then
Uh,
everyone complained about the smell coming into the shop, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, why am I even doing this? Like I'm more passionate about doing the gels. So like find out what you want to specialize in and
Mm.
focus on that,
Yeah.
and then slowly add in things. But just don't buy everything because it's brand new and it's a new
Mm.
trend.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you'll end up saving money, right? You're not buying all these different things, and okay. So I guess I'll play the devil's advocate. They might say, "Hey, well, I don't know what I'm going to specialize in. How do I figure that out without buying everything, that I see and trying everything out? I mean, is there any other way I can figure that out?"
I would say, I mean, you know what you're passionate about. So there's a lot of people I've met that they bought everything and anything. But they end up, when they do try like 3 or 4 different things, they end up realizing they need to cut a couple things out because they're not passionate about it.
Mm.
So then they end up, just taking that off the market or out of their menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you do have to try some things, but that's what school is for too. If your school offers that, when you're
Hmm.
first in school and everything,
Yeah.
then you'll kind of figure out before you leave what you really want to put on your under your menu.
Excellent. Excellent. Just like tap into, so number one, tap into really understand, okay, what are you really passionate about? Number two, go to school, right? Get more
Hmm.
experience. And of course, there's on the job training too. So over
Right.
time, you kind of figure that out and then niche down, right? And
Right.
then buy the tools that's absolutely necessary for that and then promote that. And then next thing you know,
Right.
you become the expert in that one area, right?
Hmm. And you're known for that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I love what you're sharing right now, because so many business owners, when they're first starting, and myself included, they think of like, oh, I'm gonna go with a shotgun approach. I'm gonna try to like, everyone's my customer. Everything's, I can do everything. No, you absolutely do not want to do that, because there's so many. Think of your competitors, right? Think of, from the smallest businesses to the largest ones, and you're competing with all that. But if you're able to specialize, you can break through all that noise, and people know that, oh wow, if I want to get my nails done with a certain type of nails or skin or whatever your specialty is, they know to exactly go to you. And your clients, it'll be so much easier for them to refer you, because they know, yeah, you're the nail expert in this area. And sure, are you going to lose opportunities, right, of hair and everything else? Sure, but what you gain should outweigh what you
Exactly.
miss out.
Exactly.
Hmm, love it. Yeah. So kind of throughout your journey, like in the beginning, any other like challenges, like any big turning points you would say in the past 15 years?
I would say probably when we added on the skincare part of our business, that was a huge turning point. Um,
Okay.
and, you always deal with that little decision of raising your prices.
Mm,
It's a great way to wean out the customers. Like starting off, you're wanting to, you're competing with the prices being lower than other
yeah.
competitors and getting all these people in. And then you're realizing this is too much. Like I'm overworking myself
Yeah.
and underpaid. So you end up weaning out those clients that are always looking for a deal.
Yeah, yeah, the
And you can
Groupon
focus,
people, that's what I
yeah,
think
yeah.
of.
And
Oh,
then
it's a
you can
Groupon
focus
deal.
on the ones that have no problem paying whatever your prices are.
Yeah,
And, you can go home, you had a nice, productive, profiting day and
yeah,
go home, just relax with a glass of wine, knowing that you're doing well and not
yeah.
overworking yourself.
So do you remember what your prices were when you first started, and then
Oh
to right
my gosh.
now?
They were super low. They
They're
were
like pretty much
really, really
free,
low.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, a powder of acrylic could be like 10.95, and I think I was charging like 25 for a fill.
Wow.
It was really, really low.
Yeah. So now, okay, so what are your prices now today?
Well, for gels, it's like 45 for the fill.
Nice,
but
nice.
it's not even a builder. It's more of a semi-building gel. So the gel itself is like a little inexpensive, but it comes a smaller pot, but it's got a lot more durability. So I found a better product
Yeah.
that, even though it's not as expensive, it's got better quality to it. And
Okay.
then, the fills are 45 and no one blinks an eye when I tell them that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's through your, your experience, your research, testing different products. So at the end of the day, it's not just the, you don't necessarily just buy the most expensive product out there. It's just what's the
Exactly.
best fit, right?
Right.
And it's through your expertise and your knowledge that you know that, okay, this is the product to go for, and that's a part of why people go to you, right? Why people would pay for your services because of your experience. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, it
They
sounds like,
they do
oh
say that a lot. They'll say
yeah.
that a lot.
Now, at what point did you start increasing your prices? Was it like a year
Every
in,
couple
2 years in?
years.
Every couple of
Every
years, okay.
2 years. Every 2 years, I give myself a raise.
Nice, nice. Do you look at a percentage like, okay, I'm gonna give myself like 5% or 10% or 20%, like every few years or every 2, 3
Yeah,
years?
usually I keep it at 5%.
5%. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like at that point, you're like, oh yeah, client's like, no big deal. I mean,
Right.
heck, I think it's like inflation's like what, 1.5%.
Mhm.
So you're trying to keep up with inflation and then also a slight
Yeah,
increase. And
exactly.
also to and so for the listeners too, you have to consider that every year that you're in your business, you're in your practice, I would say, you're adding more experience. You're essentially giving more value to your clients too, because of your experience, because of your expertise, and knowing different types of products to
Right.
use. So there's value in that.
hmm And
Um,
anytime to go and take classes too, like
yeah,
you're adding to your education and your experience and your knowledge. So
yeah.
you have to put all that into play.
Yeah, and something more drastic, like if you've been in the business for 10 years, you know, if you were to hire your younger self, right, 10 years ago, would you pay that younger self the same pay as you with 10 years of experience, right? That wouldn't be quite fair,
That wouldn't be
right?
fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just like if you were to hire, someone with 10 years of experience or 20 years of experience into your business to help you out, they're not
hmm
going to expect to get paid as an entry level, right?
Entry level. Exactly. Exactly.
So that's something to consider. Now, one of the concerns that I hear is that, okay, well, raising prices is scary.
hmm
So I would love to hear from you, and I'm sure our listeners would like to hear, like, is it really that scary? What, you're still here, business is still,
It's
alive. So
booming. Yeah.
it's booming. So what was that like? Like, how did you transition every year, every 2, 3 years? Like, hey, prices are going up. How did you make that announcement? What was the reaction to the clients? Like, what was that like?
Well, like I said, if the clients like you, they're willing to pay whatever it is to be in
Hmm.
your chair. So, you don't do like a $20 increase, right away. You,
Yeah.
you gradually work it up, like I said, every couple years.
Hmm.
So I would start at the 6 months before the 2 year hit, and I'd put a little note at my table. I put it on the website. I just put it out there,
Yeah.
effective X, Y, and Z. Prices will be blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And they'll look at it and they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Now I've had the percentage that were like, oh, well, that $2 extra, that's just too much plus tip. And those are the clients you want to wean out
Yeah. Like,
because,
bye.
yeah. And two, always remember, whoever leaves your chair, there's going to be someone to replace them.
Yeah.
That's always worked out in my favor. I feel like there's always
Yeah.
someone to replace that person. So yeah, the Groupon ones, you're gonna go ahead and wean out, and then
Yeah.
clients don't blink an eye if they're willing to see you. They want to see you,
Mm.
so they're going to want to support your business, and they have no problem paying it.
Okay.
So it is
Okay.
scary. I mean, you do
Yeah.
have to go in knowing that you may lose a couple of clients, but
Yeah.
that's okay because the ones that are willing to pay, it's going to make up for that, and you will find someone else that's going to replace them.
Yeah, I look at it as like the 80-20 rule, right?
Mm.
Like 20% of your wonderful clients is actually going to be part of 80% of your income, your revenue, or vice versa. Like 20% of your bad customers is going to create 80% of your headaches. So you want to
Yeah,
like find that good 20 or 20% and take care and keep growing that base, and not worry about those customers that are not, they're just looking for the cheapest service, and
right.
they will just drive you nuts.
Yeah,
Um,
they're the most difficult.
yeah, yeah, I I totally get it. Yeah. Now, so and anything else like so you mentioned the price increase. What else? Oh, adding the skincare line. So
Mhm.
when did you start doing that? And our viewers going to be like, hey, wait a minute, you just told me to stick with one thing. Why did you start another lineup, another service line? So
Uh,
what would you say to
you mean
that?
starting more services, like
Yeah.
adding on to it? They loved it. They were
Hmm.
glad they can come into, under one roof and get
Hmm.
both things done.
Yeah.
And then we have clients that are just for skincare.
Yeah, yeah. But in the beginning of our episode, we said to niche, right? To
Right.
specialize. So if
Specialized.
you're specializing in nails, why go into skin, right? Like what was your thought process in that?
Well, for me, honestly, for me, the skincare was more income.
Hmm.
It was
Okay.
more income. It was less havoc on my body,
Hmm.
not hunched over. And because I was doing nails 15 years full time, so adding
Hmm.
the skincare helped to break up my day too. Like I have a day that's just for skincare, and it's
Okay.
two or three clients, and
Yeah.
it's a lot more revenue coming in
Okay.
versus nail care.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better too. Like I said, it's great to break it up and kind of find that balance too.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to give up nails cold turkey because I still love it, but
Hmm.
it's worn on my body out. So it was nice to have
Mm.
the skincare to just break it up a bit. And I
Okay.
enjoyed doing that. Yeah. So and two, finding out what you want to do in the skincare because there's so many
Yeah.
different areas of it. So I love peels. So I make sure I focus on peels and
Mhm.
specializing in that. And dermaplaning is a big one too for us. People reach out to me for that because they've been other places and comparison is not the same. And
Yeah.
so they're learning too what to experience when they go to different salons too.
Nice. Now, did you start right away with the two service lines going at the same time, or did you
Add
start
it later.
that a few years later?
A few years later, like I just added the skincare a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So we're looking at like 10 years later into the into when you first
Mhm.
started. So,
Yeah.
okay. So that makes sense. So for our viewers, I personally would not recommend starting like two service lines right in the beginning, right? Master one and
Right.
then look, work with your community, because now you mentioned there's a key point that you mentioned, like your clients started asking for that, right?
Hmm.
Started mentioning it, and you're like, huh, well, there is a need, there's demand for it. And then that's when you start building up that second service line.
Exactly. Yeah. They would notice, they would compliment my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I know what to do for it. They're like, well, you need to be doing this full time. Like, I want that
Yeah.
skin. So, yeah, it was definitely asked a lot of, why are you not
Mhm.
doing that? You should be doing that too.
Yeah.
So, it's just, and I'm like, well, do you understand when I do that, we'll be breaking up the schedule a bit. So, it's less of me in this department if I'm going to be going over to this department.
Hmm.
So, you got to understand that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like how it is aligned with the service. It's the same type of target market
Hmm.
that you're servicing. It doesn't change, because if it can get really hectic, even if the industry is the same. You have to consider like the target market being similar, and I
Yeah,
would say that's more important. Because
it
even
is.
if, let's say, it's the same industry and they're two different target markets, guess what?
Hmm.
You're now talking to two different audiences. And imagine what your Instagram will have to look like, right? Like
Oh,
it's constantly back and forth. But then some messaging may offend other, the other group and vice versa too, or it might not just
Right.
resonate, not even offensive, it's just not resonate.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That is true.
Yeah. So um so we talked about, and one of the things we talked about was having like that balance right now,
Mhm.
especially we're being in this industry for 15 plus years now, you know creating a good balanced life, us having a system. So can you share with us, like, what does that look like? What does your day, your week look like?
Well, I've learned from a lot of younger entrepreneurs about different apps like Planoly and Later, like social media. Like that's our target audience is the younger generation,
Mhm.
especially for preventative skincare.
Yeah.
So, they've taught me, use your social media. Like that is definitely a way to get people's attention.
Hmm.
So, using those kind of apps helps you plan out your week. So maybe on a Sunday, you spend an hour or two just planning out your topics for the week, what you're going to bring up, what's personal, what's more professional, or
Hmm.
something that's going to catch their eye to make them want to learn more about, what they should be doing
Yeah.
for their preventative care. Those things have helped out a lot. And that way during the week, you're not trying to get off of work, cook dinner, tend to the kids, be a wife, and
Yeah.
try to plan your social media. Like just pick a day to focus on that. And then you
Yeah.
have time to do what you need to do with your family or for yourself.
Okay.
Uh, Definitely with this whole COVID, that has helped more too. Like it's made me have to slow down,
Mm.
which I'm sure a lot of other business entrepreneurs had to.
Yeah.
But it makes you slow down, have to focus more on yourself, and because you didn't have the excuse then, when
Yeah.
you're hustling and bustling, you didn't have the excuse to just say, let me just chill out for a bit. This is making
Yeah.
you have to slow down. And you can focus on your business a little better because you don't have clients, interrupting you, and you're not working during the day. So you
Yeah.
have that time to look at your business. What more do you want to focus on?
Yeah.
What webinars do you want to take to expand your knowledge?
Yeah.
What books? There's great books out there. I'm reading one right now called Girl Code.
Girl
It's a
code.
fabulous book for entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs. Um, yeah, just
Okay. Yeah.
balancing everything out, spending time getting to know yourself again, because you
Mhm.
spend so much time taking care of others, you forget about yourself, and it's so
Yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, just going out for a walk for me, just stepping
Very
away from the business. That's when I learn about optimizing and figuring out, hey, why didn't I do this before? Why am I doing the
much.
same thing over and over again when all I could have done was change this one thing? I would have saved so much time or money
Right,
or effort, in doing all that. So as
right.
part of, stepping back, seeing the big
Yeah.
picture, strategizing. But
Mhm.
when you're constantly in the business working, you just don't get that opportunity. Like
No.
even like prepping. If you look at some restaurants, they have the siesta, and then they have like there's a time block, right, where they're closed. It might be like from 3 to 4 in the middle of the day. Like, hey, why would they be closed, right? That's when they can actually maybe grab something to eat
Jeez.
and
Yeah.
prep for the dinner rush, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
restaurants do that. So why shouldn't a beauty business, or I would say most businesses, if they're able to do that, they
Mhm.
should have something like that. Just
Yeah,
have
they
that
should.
break.
They should. And now with these new guidelines with COVID, like
Mhm.
you have no choice to. Like you should be blocking 30 minutes in between everyone.
Yeah,
And, even changing your hours. Some people aren't working as long, like 8-hour days anymore because they can't, you can't service all those people.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it's really made a lot of people have to revamp their business. And I think it's for the better. It's for
Mhm.
longevity of yourself. Like, it's going to be so much better if you do take that time and not feel like you have to hustle so much. Like, just,
Yeah.
do what you can do in that great amount of time. And that's it. Just say
Yeah.
no. Like, you can't, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't be overexposing yourself.
Yep. It's not only stressful, it's high, your risk, it's a higher risk for you and your clients, right? Because you're not giving yourself and your business enough time to basically prep for the next
Right.
wave or next client. So yeah, but in order to do that, you have to look at your foundation. You have to look at, okay, does your income, does your revenue support that model? And if it doesn't, there, that now is a good time to consider that, okay, maybe we should increase the pricing. Maybe we should look at, streaming down the services, cut down the services and say, all right, only these services actually are sustainable in this new business
Right.
model. And if
Right.
you're trying to do, a volume-based type service, but you're not, the return on that is not good enough to support, to give you time to breathe, essentially, then I would
Yeah.
not do that.
Exactly. You definitely have to look at your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You should be using some kind of scheduling app that keeps track of that too. It's really helpful. I
Nice.
don't know many that are still using an appointment book, but
Yeah.
but if you are, it's time to upgrade to a
Yeah.
scheduling system like today
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you'll be able to see what services are bringing in the most revenue. And like you said, cutting out and just keeping those would be so much more beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Do you have any recommendations in that area?
for the scheduling apps,
Yeah.
Square is a good one. You can do your appointments and have all your services listed on there.
Nice. Nice. So
Uh,
Square, the credit card swipe, like,
mhm.
okay, so they
Have it all under
offer a
one
scheduling.
umbrella. Yeah,
Nice.
you can have it all under on one umbrella. The credit card, the Square appointments. It'll send out reminders to your customers, have all your numbers there for you
Very
broken
cool.
down. Fresha is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Schedulicity, that's another one. Booksy is a good one. So that's definitely something to look for. It'd be so beneficial and
Yeah.
just less a headache to keep up with these numbers, and so easy for tax season too.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So now, do you use all those platforms, or do you stick with like one and try to, manage? Because it can get confusing if you use more than one product, more than one
Oh
solution,
yeah.
and you have all this data coming in, but they're coming from different sources. So do you
Hmm.
stick with one or two? Like, what is
I
your
actually
business
have
like?
I actually only have Square.
Okay.
For my website, because some of the e-commerce is from a different credit card company, it's Stripe. So
Okay.
actually, I guess I have two because I
Okay.
have my website, which some of the e-commerce uses Stripe, but some of it
Hmm.
uses Square too. They need
Yeah.
a. I think they're working on getting it to where you have the option, which I can't wait because I would keep it all under Square, and
Yeah.
then I just have that one to look at and focus on. But if anything comes through the website, then I do have to, check that and add it into the Square under my
Okay.
QuickBooks. Hmm.
Ah,
So
got it, got
QuickBooks
it. So then
too.
at the end of the month, you're looking at it and you can see like, okay, these are all the different types of services. These are my margins, based off of my cost of goods sold and the
Right.
time. Do you track time? Do you track like, okay, I spent X amount of time for this client, but these services take longer? Do you try to time yourself, I guess?
I do try to time myself and keep it, at a set amount for the service and then for like discussion either before or after the service.
Nice, nice.
So, and then they have time, especially for the facials, they have time to, because some services we still have them unrobe the top to work on the chest. So they have time to get dressed and ask any questions, buy any products. So we do set amount of time to have for the consultations before and discussions after.
Nice, nice. Now, do you keep track of that time all in your Square app, or do
Yeah.
you write it somewhere else? Okay, great. So it's one
It's
centralization.
included in the appointment.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, very good. Now, let's see. So, like we talked about social media, planning all that, over the weekend, and then you're ready for throughout the day. Um, and your work week consists of what? Is it like 3 days out of the week you work on skin, 2 days nails? Like, is that what it looks like?
4 4-day work week.
Okay.
I believe in the 4-day work week, and I don't do the 8 hours anymore, but now it's about 3 to 4 hours I'll work.
Oh.
So it's 2 days of the skincare,
Mm-hmm.
but one day is mixed in with nails and skin. So that's my second day of skincare. So one full day is skincare, the other days are nails, and then one day is mixed in.
Okay.
I
Okay.
only have like maybe one. If I have a nail day that has some skin in there, it's like one or two skincare clients that I'll put in, and then
Got
two
it.
nail clients. So,
Got it.
and
Now,
that was my. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, and this so short amount of time. So you're saying it's not an 8 hour day. It's like more like a 4 hour day, work day, right?
I only take
Four
three to
days a
four.
week. So
Mm-hmm.
that if I get my math right, 4 times 4, 16. That's only 16 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
and that you're able to maintain your business, your lifestyle, because that's the first thing. If I was the listener, I'm listening. I'm like, how's that possible? I'm used to the
Oh, yeah,
40-hour work
possible.
week. How are
It's
you
yeah,
able to do 16 hours and keep up with a 40-hour normal work week?
because I raised my prices.
There you go. There you go. So,
Yeah, I
so
raised my prices.
yeah, nice. And let's see. And so, where are you at today? Like, do you plan on hiring more people? Do you plan on expanding your business? Do you like what does the future look like for your business?
Well, my goal is to expand. I'd like to have more of a skincare clinic. So maybe 3 to 4 treatment rooms.
Yeah.
You know, you have your retail bar. Retail, if you're able to have retail in your business, that is a huge factor. You need to have that. That's also helped me be able to have that 4-day work week with three to
Yeah.
four clients. So that's a huge, that's a must. So yeah, I have 3 to 4 treatment rooms, maybe a couple other young ladies working with me. My daughter works with me now,
Nice.
and she's getting into permanent makeup. So that's another revenue of the business that's going to come
Yeah.
in. But so yeah, it's gonna be good. I see a lot of good things happening.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, do you worry that okay, when I start this, clinic, that my lifestyle of 16 hours is going to change? It's going to start growing to like 25 and then 30 and next, back to 40.
No, no, I want to help other young ladies have a business. I was a single mom. I've been there. I've had to start with nothing. So, and I took that leap of faith, just buying little things here and there to build up my nail polish collection, you
Yeah.
know, but I wanted to be able to work around my daughter's schedule and be a parent for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just start off small. I will not let myself overwork anymore. I've been there, done that. I want to
Mm-hmm.
pass this on to other young ladies.
Nice.
Help them build, get them the clientele, let them succeed and grow. And if it takes them to go do something on their own, then I'll be so happy and feel so like I've accomplished something, through that. So that'd be great to see other people grow and succeed and do what they want to do, what their passion is for in their career and life.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. And we need a lot more people like you. Just like having that mindset of okay, I've grown a successful business, and as I'm growing, it's not about the money really. It's more than that. And now you're building it. You're almost like leaving a legacy, right? You're leaving every person that you train, is a little bit of you in that, right? Your
Yeah,
experience, how you take care of your customers. They're going to learn from that. And that's exactly how I feel too. When I look at growing a business, it's not about, oh yeah, it's how much money can I make through the service line. It's about, okay, how can I grow sustainably? How can I help people, and not just helping customers, but helping the people that are part of the organization.
exactly. And I admit, back in the day, my 20-something-year-old self was like, oh, I got to make more money, got to make more money.
Yeah.
I realized I'm working so hard and I'm having to do more people because my prices are so low.
Yep.
And then I'm going home hurting and tired and cranky.
Yeah.
So, like I say, it's not about the money, but you do have to
Mhm.
balance your finances
Yes.
to profit to
Yeah.
be able, to work. Do I miss buying my, Tory Burch stuff? Yeah, I do, but it's all right. It's okay. I can get the imitation. It's all right. I'm
Yeah.
helping some other girl buy the Tory, and I'll tell her later, hey, be careful. Don't get yourself in debt. It's not about the
Mhm.
money.
Yeah. I
I
just
mean, it's
picture like a little
bonus.
hamster in a hamster wheel. You know, you're like running, 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 right? But you're not really going that far or
Mm,
anywhere sometimes. So
no,
just take a step back. You know, you're wiser, and you know the saying goes, you know, you work smarter, not harder.
not
You're
harder. Yeah.
constantly, you know, evaluating your business, stepping back, thinking about, you know, what everything is, and strategically grow this. And
Yes.
I like, you know, I like your plan of growing with you know, training others, and basing it off of your, you know, your daughter's passion of being in makeup, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going to start a service line because I think that's a good service line to go into, but it's really your daughter's passion, right?
Right. Exactly. That's her passion. Yeah. Because I've tried the permanent makeup. I was like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And she's an artist naturally, so it's like, oh, she'll do great. That's right up her alley.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, you know, thank you. You know, I've taken a lot of your time, and thank you for being on the show. What would be some of the points, any last like tips that you would give to our viewers, you know, other entrepreneurs?
I guess of like the membership, have a membership program for your
Hmm.
clients, figure out your pricing, like what are the most popular services. That way you can incorporate it into a membership plan for them.
Yeah,
Have like a special for their birthday month. And that's income coming in every month. Have like a commitment time for them to have that, to do that program for that price. And
yeah,
then that's income you don't have to stress about coming in on the side.
yeah,
And think about e-commerce. Think about adding some things to retail on a website like Shopify. It's nice to start with that website. It's not too crazy expensive, but
yeah,
that'd be a good platform. But just, if you're already pretty built up or you are building up, use your social media as a platform to get your name out there and inspire others to come and see you. Like why do you want them to see you? Stand out and make your brand, and use social media for that platform.
yeah, and I forgot to, you know, talk to you more about the membership stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the challenges about the membership stuff is like getting started. Like, okay, I have my plan. It's, you know, let's say, you know, like your pricing was like 40, $50, right? A session. So how do you convert that into a membership model? Right? Do you look at it and say,
Well,
okay, well, if they go with a membership, it's a percentage off, or you add different things to the membership model? Like, what does that look like?
our membership program is mainly for the skincare customers.
Okay.
So if you are a nail, because my nail books are closed. So if you are a nail customer, you
Mhm.
get a percentage off if you're getting a facial and you're signing up under that. You get a percentage off of your nail services if you're under the membership program.
Mm.
So they have it's a set price. It's right now it's on sale for 80 to lock in the rate for 4 months.
Okay.
After that, it goes up to 95.
Mm.
But they get a customized facial with these, cool modalities they can choose from that they might not even think of doing if they were getting a standard, basic facial.
Hmm.
If you're a nail customer, you get 10% off your nail services. The
Yeah.
birthday month, they could pick out of certain facials, they could pick out of that what they want to get for that month.
Mm.
But it's been really popular. Like I came up with that and I started browsing like membership programs, like what are good ideas to
Yeah.
just to build it up, like what to include.
Mm.
And I've tweaked it quite a few times trying to give them like, what would I pay for? What
Yeah.
would I want?
Hmm.
So I put all that in there and it just blew up. People love it. They love the idea. They're locked in and they're
Yeah.
getting all these perks. They get free gifts every month when they come in, and
Yeah.
they're loving it.
So with the membership, do you lock them in for the year? Is there a time period?
4 month commitment. It's a
4 months.
4 month commitment.
So four
Hmm.
months. So every 4 months. Now, do you have Square handle the reoccurring charges every 4 months then for you?
I do. I do. They can order it through Square or they can order it through my website and it does the reoccurring. And then if they want to cancel it sooner, they just have to give me a month notice. That way I can stop the reoccurring payment.
Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. So now, what is your monthly? I'm sorry. What does your membership look like? Like the price wise and anything?
This right now it's on sale till August 1st for $80.
Yeah, $80. Okay.
$80 a month.
Okay, nice, nice. And when did you start the program? Did you just start it recently, or was it last year?
No, we just started it.
Oh, just
I
started.
want to say in June.
Yeah.
We just started in June.
Wow.
So
Okay. Yeah. Very
right after
recent.
we reopened, we just
Mhm.
started it, and I've tweaked it, like just trying to give them more, like, get them their money's worth out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's for our area too. Like some places might be even more, but for our area,
Mhm.
there's, after doing some research, no one's offering a membership program.
Yeah,
So
I'm surprised because
yeah.
that helps from a business standpoint, helps you with your cash flow.
Hmm.
Helps you because like as much as you have certain customers that are consistent, but having that membership model is so much better. And you also look at it from a investor. So I'm purely looking at it from a business standpoint. Like
Hmm.
if you always want to look at selling your business, building your business as if you're going to sell it, even though you may never want to sell your business. But for an
Right.
investor to want to buy a business, if they have two types of businesses, one with a book of business, but there's no membership model, there's no consistent flow, cash flow
Right.
necessarily, versus one with like a lot more membership models, if not mostly membership models, that other membership, the other second business will be a lot more valuable. So the investor would pay more for that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. But also, from a customer standpoint of view, I mean, we're very used to it, as a consumer
Mhm.
now, like monthly programs, as long as the individuals see the value in it, um,
Exactly.
then it's definitely worth it for
Yeah.
them.
We
'Cause-
want to be able to save them some money, and then at the same time, we have the reoccurring income coming in,
yes.
but they're also getting, like I said, their money's worth out of it too, and they get to save some as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not sure how your inventory looks like, but this helps you manage your inventory, right? Manage your how much products you'll be using, because you can predict, right, based on your membership numbers. Like, okay, we have at least this many customers that will be using these
This
products,
many.
so we can start managing my supply chain, right,
Right.
of your business. So yeah, a
You're
lot
not
of benefits.
overspending. Hmm. Yeah,
How
you're
did
not overspending on products.
Yeah. How did you promote your membership model? I mean, you have your current clients. Did you send out an email blast? Did you put up a sign? Like, what were some of the things that you did to promote the membership model?
So I made a little promo on Canva regarding the membership, and I posted it on my website. I post it every week on the Instagram story. I
Mhm.
sent out an email blast, talked to clients about it. The ones that, especially the ones that get nails and facials done, I'm like, you
Yeah.
do know you could save some money if you sign up for the membership program.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like saving. What? You're saving
It's
me
like
money?
no brainer.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, sign me up.
Yeah.
So it's been really beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, anything else you might want you want to share regarding the membership, or other things about business?
Um, no, that's it. Just watch your numbers and stay organized, because it's easy to get caught up in all the
Oh, yeah.
chaos and lose your focus. So definitely know your numbers and stay on top of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, thank you so much for your time. Now, how can our visitors reach you?
They can reach me through Facebook or Instagram at Savvy Chick Beauty, or they can email me at savvychickbty@gmail.com.
Nice, nice. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode. A lot of valuable information here, and thank you for being so transparent with your business, with your story, and going even into the down to the pricing details. So we can get some actionable steps as we're watching this episode. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.
And for everyone else,
Hey,
so we'll see you next
Beautypreneurs.
time.
I'm
Bye.
David. My team and I created a website kit for fellow entrepreneurs looking to grow their business online, whether it's e-commerce or a service-based business. We've got you covered. This will also help us continue our webcasts and provide valuable knowledge to countless beauty entrepreneurs watching. For more details, check out our website kits at beautybiz.info/website kits. And if you like the videos that we make, you can support us by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Thanks. We'll see you next time.